How is your day going? What are you up to in this life? Uh, it's a nice day. Today, every day we should be thinking, like, what is our day today? What is the brick that is today that we're building our life with? You know what I mean? Like, think about building a house or a wall, brick by brick by brick. That's what one day is, right? One day is like a brick that you put in the wall, and day by day, brick by brick, eventually you have a whole structure, you have a whole wall, right? So, how is today? What are you up to today in terms of making today count? Because today, remember, a lot of people say live in the moment, but today will fade into the past, this moment, and a new tomorrow will come, a new today, which is tomorrow, and then tomorrow, and then tomorrow. The future unfolds, right? And every day, I think we should make it count. So, a lot of people, we have 8 billion people, we're 8 billion of us on the planet, on Earth today. And it's sad to say, that a lot of people, the days just come and go and fade. And there's now, not every day should be stupendous and amazing and miraculous and extraordinary and miraculous and supernatural. Not every day can be like that. Life is made up of how should I say, moments, mountaintop moments, if I may say so. But, every day is usually a mundane routine day. However, we can make every day count by being, and life is not about what we do. I really need to start putting this out there as well, that life is not about what we're doing, but life is about how we're being. It's about who are we becoming. So here's the question. What are you up to in your life, in this life, on this earth, in the short time that we have to live, less than 100 years? Some people might be more than 100 years, but the time that we have on the earth, today, what are we up to? What are we up to, right? What are you up to? And the question, I don't want to like put an intensive thing out there and say, oh, let's be intense about life. It's not about that. It's about intentional living. It's about living intentionally every day to say today, who am I becoming? And that is the question. The question is not what are we doing differently, or what are we up to in terms of what we're doing, but what are we up to in this life in terms of who are we becoming, right? It's a becoming process. That's what this life is. We are becoming who we dream we can be. We are becoming our potential. And so today, what investment is today into that process of you becoming who you want to become, or who you think is possible, or the potential that you have in you. Now, we live in a new age, a new generation where knowledge abounds on the face of the earth. And it's time that we step up. And leaders need to do this. Politicians, teachers, writers, elites, like professional athletes and all, anybody who gives an inspiring talk, or who can give an inspiring talk or a motivational thing. We had, for a long time, the self-development industry with Tony Robbins and all these guys, Jim Rohn and stuff. It promised so much to the individual, yet it delivered very little. You follow The Secret and you follow all these motivational self-development videos and talks and seminars and stuff, and at the end of the day, it really didn't produce the kind of results that a lot of people wanted, right? A few did. A few became even millionaires and lived their dream life by self-development, which self-development is important. I'm not saying it's not. But the thing is, I think a lot of people, a lot of the previous generation, maybe my generation too, my generation, maybe the previous generation, given the younger people, but a lot of people focused on what they were doing and not the becoming process. We are who we become. And so I want to ask you this question. What are you up to in your life, in this life, in terms of your story? What is your story going to be, right? At the end of the day and the age, like, we live in a generation where people who existed on this earth 100 years ago, 125 years ago, 115 years ago, no longer exist. Those people don't exist anymore. It's a sobering thought. And 125 years from now, maybe with technology, some people would live to be 200 years. Who knows? Peter Diamandis and Ray Kurzweil are working on those technologies, and other people. But at the end of the day, I mean, speaking generally, 125 years, 150 years, this generation will not exist on the face of the earth anymore. None of us, of the 8 billion people on the earth, won't be here. Won't be here. So what is your story going to be? What is your story going to be? It's a very, very exciting thought to think that you can design your own story. You can create the future that you want. So what I'm up to, I've been saying this a lot. I keep saying this, which is what I'm up to is to write and publish one novel, right? Which is Nightmares of Knowledge. It's a 10-volume, 1 million word novel. It's a dystopian, utopian kind of genre. And I encourage, based on my skill set, based on my interest and my passion, I encourage every human being. Imagine if every one of you on the face of the planet, 8 billion people, were to set out to write your own story. You see, our story is not what happened to us in the past. Because people tend to think, oh, my story is my biography. It's what happened to me. Or what is happening to me today. And we have this kind of language, very passive language, We say, oh, look, life is happening to me. This happened to me. That happened to me. You say to somebody, how was your day? Or what are you up to in your life? And they say, oh, I'm up to this. I'm up to a job. Or I went to work today. Or this happened to me. That happened to me. We have this kind of passive language. But we need to start taking responsibility for our life, right? And say, you know what? It's not what happens to me. It is what I make happen. Right? I make my life happen. Now, a lot of things are out of our control. Like Jim Rohn keeps saying, we can't control the weather. Like in Canada, we have 4 seasons, right? Winter, spring, summer, and autumn. We can't control when winter comes, or when spring ends, or when the summer ends, as it's ending now. But what we can control, what we can take authority of, is our life. Literally, we can do that. Not like say, oh, we want to go fly in the heavens or be like an eagle, suddenly grow wings and fly to the top of Mount Everest. No. Realistically, given what is so, we are, generally speaking, basically speaking, for the purpose of this video, we don't want to get into too much detail, but generally speaking, we are in charge of our life. So the way we say that in my company, which is Qualped, our publishing brand that we built and put online, for you or anybody to write and publish their smart book, their Sims book, Simple Multimedia Smart Book. We'll roll this out more and more in these videos and let you know how you can play a part in that. But one thing we keep saying is you are author, creator, and designer of your life. You can author your story, because your story is what unfolds in the future. It's not what happened to you in the past. In the past, you can forgive, you can overcome, but it's not what happens to us. It's who are we becoming by the choices we make and the what we set out to do intentionally in living this life. So we're author, we are authority of our life, we're creator of our story. Our story is not who we're born to be, our skin color, our name, what our parents name us. Our story we invent, like Jay Gatsby in The Great Gatsby, or Hamlet in Shakespeare, or any of the great works of literature. Those great characters, Leo Tolstoy and all that, they wrote characters that became lifelike. We are players, actors, as Shakespeare said, on the stage of life. So we're authority of our life. We author our life. We create our story. And we design the future that we want. So what are you up to today? For me, I designed something called the Qualped Life. Like my friend and business partner, man who said I should end the videos with this, live the Qualped life. And so he's right. I should end the videos with live the Qualped life, because we've designed a system for you to be up to something. And so, it's a beautiful day today, this coming to an end, summer 2024, September 4th today. It's lovely day. I just thought I'd share this thought with you and make sure that we all have a beautiful day. Okay, so what are you up to? I'm up to the Qualped life. Take care. See you tomorrow.